So, Ironman 70.3. I'm giving myself 12 months, maybe a little bit longer, to get ready for an Ironman 70.3. I want to do it in 2027. Now, before I get into the details of why I want to go for it and why I want to do it, I don't swim. I can't swim. I've just got on a bike, got on a road bike. I got it off Facebook Marketplace for 235 quid, so I got a nice, it's meant to be a decent one, it's a carbon bike, but I've not rode a bike since I was 17. Last bike that I had got stolen when it was locked up. So this bike is a bit of a different bike to what I'm used to. It's a road bike and it's a little bit worn down, should I say. So it needs a little bit of TLC. So that's booked in for a service on the 29th, so I can't ride it yet. But yeah, I've not swam since year 7. I've not rid a bike since I was 17. I can't really swim from what I remember. It's more, I do a lap, do a length, I'm fucked, then I get out of the pool. But I want to do an Ironman. I've just started running, back in November 2025, and I'm okay at running. That's the one thing where I'm like, you know what, I'm okay. I'm doing all right at that. I'm decent at pacing now. My legs are used to the volume, and I'm used to doing a certain amount of kilometres per week, which is good. But an Ironman, to think that I can then go and do an Ironman because I can run a little bit, and I've not even ran past 10 kilometres, is borderline delusional. So to kind of give you a bit of a background on what an Ironman 70.3 is, it's not the full Ironman, it's half, but it's a 1.9 kilometre swim, straight into a 90 kilometre bike, and then a 21.1 kilometre run, which is just a standard half marathon. So that's all back to back. It's fucking mental. But I said jokingly to one of my mates a few months back, I might just do an Ironman, thinking the full one was the only thing that existed. I never knew about 70.3. But then when I looked at the distances of the full one, I said, fuck that. It seemed a little bit too far-fetched, a bit overwhelming. Because it's double the distances for everything. It's like 3.8 kilometres swim, 180 kilometres biking, and then 42.2 kilometres of running. That was just too far-fetched. I'm slightly delusional, but I'm not that delusional, considering I don't swim, can't swim, and I ain't got a bike. But when I found out about the 70.3 about 2 weeks ago, something just sparked. Because over the past few months, I've felt a little bit lost. I felt like I was training. I kept telling myself, I'm just enjoying my training. I'm just enjoying going to the gym, doing a bit of MMA once a week, running a little bit more, just feeling fitter. PEDs are lower. Overall, I just feel a little bit like I was just maintaining. And I felt, and I was trying to convince myself that I was happy with that. I tried to genuinely convince myself that I was happy with the fact of I had no big goal. No big goal. But I think deep down, I started to feel a little bit lost. And deep down, I felt as though something was missing. That thing being missing was a big goal and smaller goals in between. I was just getting a little bit better everywhere. I was like, still feel quite strong, running a bit faster, feel like I'm getting a bit better at MMA. And then that just didn't seem like enough because there were no clear-cut small goals and milestones, and there were no overarching thing that, if I'm honest, scares me. Now, if you're newer to the channel, I competed in bodybuilding 2023 and 2024. And the first time I said to myself, I'm going to compete in bodybuilding in 2023, it scared me a little bit because I didn't know what to expect. And to be honest, the 2024 prep did the same because the first year it was about a 13-week prep. The second year, it was about 21 weeks. A long fucking time dieting, eating the same meals, doing the cardio, doing the steps, feeling like death. I'm just going to put it on the screen with like a picture of me and how I looked. I looked fucked. But it scared me. It was hard work. But then, obviously, when it come to 2025, midway through, I started to feel like I was checked out of bodybuilding. And not a case of, I still love it, I still enjoy it, I still fucking admire the people that do it. But for myself, my own journey, I felt like I started to become content, comfortable. That drive and that want and need to get bigger was gone. I started to see my effort diminish. And the actual work that I was putting in to build muscle was kind of taking a bit of a backseat. And the effort in training wasn't falling off, but my food effort, the drive to get uncomfortable, the push to put on more body weight and to be in a surplus and get into that uncomfortable zone where you are going to maximize your ability to put on tissue, because you have to get uncomfortable if you want to put on tissue in a significant amount of tissue in a shorter space of time. And I wasn't doing what I know is required and what I was doing prior to start competing. And then I thought, I'm going to step away from bodybuilding. It's okay. I'm just going to start enjoying my training like I'm a fucking retired man. I'm 28, for fuck's sake. Here I am acting like a retired man at the age of 28, doing a bit of running in my health era. Fuck that. I want to challenge myself. I need a challenge. A big reason why I want to do it as well is I genuinely feel like I started to feel like my self-belief was genuinely starting to diminish. And I was questioning myself. Oh, maybe I can't do anything else. Maybe I can't apply myself. Maybe there isn't anything else that I want to do. But then Ironman 70.3 came up on my feed and I seen someone do it, and I don't know his name, but he is a bigger guy. He's a bigger guy and he completed it. And I was thinking, wow, that's inspiring. And I didn't realise there was someone that I follow on social media, and I followed him for a long time. Ethan. He did an Ironman, but he did the 70.3, and I never knew that. I thought he just completed the full Ironman. I never knew the 70.3 existed. I didn't know about the Bolton 70.3 in the UK. And there's a couple of 70.3s that you can go to, but I never knew that he did that. I've just been seeing his training for the full Ironman and looking at the training volume for the week, and it going from 10 to 11 to 12 to 13 to 14, 15, 16 hours worth of training for the week. It's incredible. And there's genuine doubts in the back of my mind that I can do it. And I want to silence those doubts. Because when I start to feel like I've lost purpose, I don't know, for me, I feel a bit lost. And it does take a toll on me with my effort. I feel like I thrive when I've got something to work towards that genuinely makes me uncomfortable. And with bodybuilding at the time last year, I do feel like I got to a point where I was genuinely content with what I'd achieved. No, I didn't win a show other than the show that I went to where no one fucking showed up. But I did do everything that I was asked. I did let myself sit in stage condition for fucking 6 weeks, which is disgustingly hard. And I'd never faltered, never swayed away from the plan. Now, this is a different challenge. This is swimming genuinely scares me. And the thought of swimming in open waters makes me doubt myself. A 90-kilometre bike ride. I went out on that yesterday, but it needs a little bit of TLC, but I did it and I was like, fucking hell. Well, I've been going for 5 fucking minutes and I feel shit. So I've got work to do. I've got technique to build with both swimming, both cycling, and to continue to increase my ability to do further distances within running. So my running base is good. My cardio base is now good. The next thing is the swimming technique and the cycling technique. And then that's when we can start to accumulate volume in terms of miles, in terms of just getting more volume done across the week with all three. But this genuinely, and I've said this in the video, but it scares me. The thought of this scares me. And I do question whether I can do it. And that in itself, for me, is a reason to do it. Because the moment I ever question that I can do something, or if I can do something, and ask myself, is this possible for you? I then start to genuinely have this delusional self-belief where I'm like, yeah, I can train for it. I can do it. And I've missed that. I've missed that self-delusion. That drive to challenge myself and do something really fucking hard that I know is not just going to push me physically, it's going to push me mentally. And a big reason why I want to do an Ironman 70.3 is, one, to prove that I can do it, and two, it's to come out of it on the end of it, or on the end of the actual process, a better man. And I genuinely believe that sometimes that's what these sort of events do. Not sometimes, all the time, that's what these events do. You go through the process, you work fucking hard, you do everything that is asked of you, that you know that you need to do, and you come out of it on the end, a changed man, with a new level of self-belief. Now, after I'd finished bodybuilding and competing in that, I realised that was possible for me. I realised that I've got the ability to do that, which then translates in my ability to coach clients. I know that I've been there and done that. And I know what they're experiencing, I know what they're feeling, I know how they feel. And when it comes to doing photo shoots or shows or just getting people just like losing a decent amount of fat when they've never done it before, I've been in their shoes, I know what it feels like, I know how to help. But when it comes to performance, it intrigues me. I want to be fit. I want to be able to do stupid miles cycling. I want to be able to swim and swim well and swim for 40, 50 minutes, an hour and 10 straight. And right now, I know I can't do that. So the reason and my why for doing this is genuinely because I don't know if I can. Right now. I know that right now I could not do it. And I am scared of even saying that I'm going to do it. And this video here, whoever watches this, I will come back to this and I'll relay this video and parts of the video when I've done it and when I've crossed the finish line. Because the fact that I'm doubting myself and think that I'm not able to do it right now makes me want to work even harder to make sure that I do it. So this is something that genuinely excites me. I'm looking forward to document, and I want to bring everyone along with me to do it. And even if social media wasn't a thing, right? I love training and I love doing something that's going to challenge me. So even if I weren't to document this, I'd still do it. But I've watched other people now document their process doing this, and I feel like it inspires me. So if I can make these videos, if I can go through the process, if I can show you the highs and the lows, my doubts and my start point and how shit I am, it can potentially inspire someone to do the same, to show you how it looks to do something like this. And I feel like anyone who does this but doesn't document it is doing themselves a disservice, because you can't look back on things. Like you can look back at the medal, but the experience and the process, I feel like there's nothing better than looking back at what you've done and what you've achieved and knowing how you got there and showing others how to do it as well, and maybe inspiring others to do the same. Even if it's not just this, it's something that they've wanted to do, that they've put off, that they don't believe that they can do, but they know that I'm doing this right now or planning to do it in the next 12 months. And I feel like right now, if I tried to do it at this point in time, I would definitely die. I would not be able to do it right now. But give me 12 months, I believe I can. Still scares the fuck out of me, but I believe I can. So yeah, this is the start of the Ironman 70.3 journey. I am going to start swimming at the end of this month, cycling when that's been serviced and fixed, and continuing to get better at running and racking up the distances, and starting a proper program soon as well. So, but this will be the first video of the process and my start point, and putting it out there for people to follow along with. So yeah, let's fucking go.